welcome to my channel. In this week's video I'm going to be talking all about respectful teeth brushing, and it has come about because I get asked so much about process for our teeth brushing. I got asked about our nighttime routine, which I did do a video of. I will link that above now. But lots of you specifically after that video and generally asked me questions about how we managed to get Oscar's teeth brushed when we practice respectful parenting. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Gemma and I have a 2-year-old son called Oscar, and we follow Montessori principles at home, and we also follow respectful parenting. So when we're thinking about teeth brushing, it can often be a situation where it is challenging to be a respectful parent because there's often that kind of battleground involved in teeth brushing, because you as the parent know that you need to get your child's teeth cleaned, and that's a duty of being a parent, to keep your child healthy. But also you might find yourself coming up against a toddler who is trying to exert their own free will and independence and doesn't want somebody being in control of that process. So in this video I thought I would lay out some of the things that have worked for us. At the beginning, when Oscar was beginning to get his teeth, I felt like teeth brushing was really easy. It was a novelty. And then you do reach that point where you are in a bit of a battle with your child to get their teeth brushed. I feel like at the moment we're in a really good place and it is working, which is why I thought I would do this video and give you our tips and tricks on how we do it in a respectful way. Now, I'm not saying that all of these things are going to work for your child, but I'm going to try and give you lots of different options of things you can try. If you've already kind of gone down the route of pinning your child down to get their teeth brushed, then you are going to need to backtrack and rework and heal some wounds potentially. So it's not all going to work straight away, but if you watch this video and hopefully pick up some tips, hopefully that will improve your teeth brushing situation. Ultimately, this is something we need to do twice a day with our children, so it's really something that we should be spending some time on, making a nice, smooth, respectful routine. So the first tip is to make sure it is a routine. So for us, it works best that in the morning Oscar brushes his teeth with my husband. This is because my husband goes out to work, and so he is brushing his teeth at a regular time every day, and so Oscar just joins him into the bathroom and does it with him at that time. I think having it at a certain time every day really does help your child to expect this situation to come, and that they know that it's coming and it's not going to be a surprise. On the topic of routine, I think it's really important to pick a time when you don't have any time constraints. I feel like every time we've had a battle, it's because we're trying to get it done because of something else. So we're about to leave the house, so you need to get it done. And whenever you're in that time pressure for anything really, like get your shoes on or pack your bag or get your snack or put your clothes on or brush your teeth, if there is a big time constraint that the adult is aware of, the child automatically puts the brakes on because they feel like they are out of control. So trying to do it at a time when you know you've got lots of time before you need to get out of the house or whatever it might be is really important. So get it done in a nice calm way without feeling that you're needing to shout at them to hurry up. My next tip is to brush together. Our children learn so much of what they know from us being their models. So brushing together is a really important part. And if you've done this prior to your child even brushing their teeth, letting them join you in this process, it becomes a much easier situation. They've seen you do it and they want to join in with that, like anything, cooking or cleaning, for example. Also, in the modelling process, allow your child to brush your teeth. It's actually a really interesting thing to have happen to you because you get a sense of what it feels like to have somebody being that close and intimate in your mouth and not having any control over it. So letting them brush, yes, they're going to stab your gums and brush your teeth in an awkward way, and ultimately that's what we end up doing when we are brushing their teeth. We don't know how it feels for them and they don't know how it feels for us, but doing that to and fro of I brush your teeth, you brush my teeth, really does get a sense of equal power. My third tip is to allow your child autonomy over the teeth brushing process, and by doing this you can allow them access to all the items they're going to need to brush their teeth. So allow access to their toothbrush and toothpaste, and allow them, depending on their age, to be able to actually do the toothpaste onto the toothbrush. Allow them a stool or a low basin so that they can actually access the water, and definitely allow them access to a mirror. I don't think I could brush my teeth without having access to a mirror, and yet so often we expect children to brush their teeth without being able to see it. I use a soft foam mirror that is actually used for swimming lessons. I will link it in the description box below, but it has been fabulous because it actually means that Oscar can brush his teeth in the bath or in the shower. It actually sticks to the wall because it's that kind of foam material. So he can brush it in different places. It's nice and light, it's not going to break if he drops it, and means that he can see what he's doing, which is so, so important. When it actually comes to brushing their teeth, turn taking I think is the best option. Always allow your child to brush their teeth first. Give them the chance to show you that they are doing it. Then what you're doing is just going over the process that's already hopefully been completed. There's lots of songs and things you can sing to get them to do teeth brushing as well, or stand timers that they're doing it for a certain amount of time. I use the trick of bubbles. So I'm brushing my teeth at the same time that Oscar's brushing his teeth, and I show him that if I really brush, I get lots of foam from the toothpaste, and that seems to really intrigue him and encourages him to actually brush instead of just biting on the toothbrush. So anything that you feel like is going to be interesting for your child, and I will talk about some fun games and things you can do at the end of this video, but allow it to be their turn first and then your turn. I always say to Oscar, here you go, here's your toothbrush, you let me know when it's my turn. And he goes for as long as he wants, and for a child, a few minutes is a really long time for them. They feel like they have this power, they're making you wait, and then eventually he'll say that it's my turn. So we both get the chance to do it, but it's done in a respectful way, not I'm doing it first because I'm the adult. On that note, my next tip is about respectful requests. So if you're going to be brushing your child's teeth, so they've already had their turn, now you're having your turn, I think it's really important to ask respectfully what you're going to do. So can you please open your mouth and give them the time to do it, rather than just trying to shove the toothbrush in there. It's that time that it can very easily turn into a power struggle. So just allowing the time, and of course you've done this in your routine where you've got the time to do it. So I'll say something like, can you open your mouth really wide? And Oscar is at the stage where he wants to have the power over things, and he knows that this situation, he is not in the driving seat. I'm there with the toothbrush and he's sat on the stool generally, being the one that's about to have their teeth brushed. So he is wanting to exert some kind of power in this situation, and so he will sit for maybe, 30 seconds. It feels like forever, but he'll sit for about 30 seconds with his mouth shut. And I'll just very calmly wait for him and say, I don't wait for you, I'll wait until you're ready. And I'll just sit and wait. And then inevitably he does open his mouth. And because I think I am calm and I'm not forcing the situation, he's kind of like, nah, okay, let's get on with it. I really think having respectful requests in everything you do with your child is so important, and allowing the time for a response. So if it is, please can you move your tongue out the way, wait for the time for them to do it. Allow them to process. Remember, a child's processing takes longer than our processing, so it might take them a little bit of time to actually understand what you've asked for. So just remaining calm in the situation, I think, really helps, and being very respectful in your requests. Okay, and finally, it's obviously all about making it fun, not making it a chore, making it part of your routine. So it's just like, right, come on, let's go brush our teeth, and then we're whatever you're going to do next. Just make it part of your daily life, make it not a big deal, just something that we do. So fun things that you can do are use a puppet. So if you've got a puppet at home, get the puppet to hold the toothbrush and they brush your child's teeth. Your child can do the same with you. They can hold the puppet with the toothbrush and do it that way. Anything that makes it fun. Pull silly faces. I do loads of this with Oscar, and I think the important thing is to realise that you don't have to brush all their teeth in one go, that you can take little breaks. So we do a funny face, so I might do, and he mimics it, and then I do a little bit of brushing and I go, woo, and then we change to a different face, and then I go in. So it doesn't have to be like 5 minutes of, it can just be a little bit, and then you know where you're up to, so kind of like on the left at the top, on the right at the top, on the top, and change the faces in between. Another thing that's often recommended is to spot the food. I don't like the one about spotting the germs because I think with toddlers that might freak them out a little bit, but being able to spot the things they've eaten, so saying, oh, I can see a bit of apple in here, let's brush that bit out. Oh, I can see a bit of pasta, brush that little bit out. All of this conversation makes it a much calmer, much less intimidating situation. And of course, sing some songs. It doesn't necessarily need to be about teeth brushing, but I know there's lots of different songs on YouTube about teeth brushing that might help. But generally just singing anything seems to calm toddlers down and allows them to smile, which is what you want them to do when you're brushing their teeth, and join in and open their mouths so that you can get in there and brush their teeth. I really hope these tips have been useful for you. Like I said, it is a process, teeth brushing. It is something that you need to create a positive routine around, and it does take time, particularly if you're working from a point where it's definitely not working and you are in the power struggle. I hope these tips will help you to create a positive routine for your children's teeth brushing, and I'd love to hear your tips as well. Now, YouTube is probably still blocking my comments, so I'd love to hear from you over on Instagram. If you've got any other tips that particularly work for your child, because obviously these are the tips that work for mine and not every child is the same. So definitely head over to my Instagram and share the love, share your ideas, and I will really look forward to reading them. I'll see you again next week, guys. Bye.